Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His Son Yahushua Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 28th of June 2024. It's 11:36 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm gonna do a little trade recap here on my trade on ES, and I'm gonna go over Bookmap first. There was a little mistake I made on Bookmap, so this is the paper trading. So this is the actual trades here. No mistakes here, so that was the P&L on these trades. Caught a little short here from 55.8175 to 55.7375. All right, let's go back here to Bookmap. So again, I'm looking for, even though it's a bullish context, we basically double bottom from the previous 2 days. Let's see here. Let's start from the open. There was a setup here at the open that I didn't take because I wasn't too sure about the bullish nature of the market. So this is second lower deviation here on the VWAP around 55.48. So we came down here at the open, tested it, got big buying. I could have taken this one here, this entry at the break above first lower deviation. We have strong buying. We broke above this level right here, but we were going up into Camarilla artery, which is a resistance level for me. So I decided not to really take this long trade and look for all right, this is what I was looking at here. Again, we have these the absorption indicator going off here, right? Absorption sellers 342 as we popped up a little bit right there. As we're popping up here, we get another 141. So I'm looking for these kind of orange brownish dots on the buying bubbles, right? So if those are going off, that means that sellers are absorbing them as well as they're going up. So that's the first sign of like a possible reversal or rejection, right? So right, we got those here coming up. We have 297 as we get to VWAP. That's that purple line right there. So that's around what, 55, 59. We broke above it, still absorption happening right there. You see the orange bubbles within the blue bubbles. Right, so we started moving sideways at VWAP here, broke down, had a little heavy selling right there, thought about going short right there, but opted out. Basically, I was looking at it as it could be a possible retest for a long at Camarilla artery, which is it's a resistance level, but when you break out and retest it, it could become like support. So that's basically what happened there. We got two kind of retests above that level. So Camarilla artery is at 55, 56, 75, 50, somewhere around here. Let me just open this up to be sure. 55, 56, 75. Right, so these bubbles are coming down to 55, 58. This one came down to 55, 57, roughly 55, 58. So it's a zone, not an exact level. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at this, the price action around it, it's a zone, not the exact level. You have to get to the exact level. So if you see the pattern of a retest like we're getting here, right, that's a retest of the zone. Right, you see those two yellow bubbles coming down there, that's a retest of the zone for a long play. Right, so still wasn't too convinced of the long play because of the absorption going on. So there's another absorption happening here on these big buy bubbles, right? So 811 going off, and we start to go sideways again. Now we're coming up to the first upper deviation here, first VWAP upper deviation. We're getting that rejection there, right? And where did I take this short? Let me see. Well, it wasn't around here, so I was kind of sizing it up for a short. I could see this the bubbles, the yellow bubbles, the sellers coming in, And then we had this massive buy in here at 10 o'clock when the news came out. So that's another thing. I was just waiting on the news to actually execute any trades to see what kind of reaction we're going to have. So again, even though we're buying, absorption is happening, right? So I'm just sitting on my hands looking for my trade setup, which is a rejection of the first or second upper deviation on the VWAP. I gotta get some abbreviations for that, man. That's too long to be saying. So this is where it starts to really go off, right? The absorption. So you can see as we climb here, absorption. See that absorption, absorption, right? So I'm looking at that carefully. We broke above the second upper deviation. So I know we actually, at this point, for the trend to continue to the upside, we have to start riding on top of that upper deviation with consistent buying, right? So we're getting something similar to that. Still the absorption is happening. Now we're not breaking the highs, and we're starting to get the absorption here, 105 going off. We have heavy liquidity in the book here, right? So we're coming up to that liquidity, more absorption happening on these big buys, more absorption, and we start to kind of go sideways a little bit. We get this pop up again, more absorption. So I'm looking at it like the buyers are not getting free rein to just push price up, right? Somebody is selling into these buyers. So came up here, more absorption. We start to go sideways. I think I took a paper trade here of a buy. Don't know why I took that right there. Oh, this was because we came back and we retested that first upper deviation and started to move up. But the buying wasn't strong. I don't know why I took that paper trade buy. I think I actually took a live trade on that as well. So that was a garbage trade right there. So we started to eventually break down the first upper deviation at floor pivot R3. And this is where I should be entering short, right? But I'm in this long trade here and I'm stopping out all the way 55.77.5 from 55.84. And this was definitely some kind of paper trade because I wasn't paying attention here, and this was way beyond my stop. Let me just make sure I didn't take any. Right, so I actually took a long here as well. Yeah, these were some garbage trades right here, trying to catch this breakout here into this absorption. So in hindsight now, I'm looking at it like that was definitely two garbage entries, and I was oh yeah, this is the stop out here. It's kind of hidden here a little bit. So that was the stop out right there at 55.79. So the entry was 55.83 and 55.84, and I stopped out at 55.79. So yeah, that makes sense now. So then I went short here, right at 55.77.50. Let me pull this out. And this came back on me and I broke even on this trade right here. So this was basically a late entry, bad long entry right here, and my setup is right here. I should have been short. I'm going short down here, running into the first upper deviation, hoping we break that. And let me just use the arrows. So running into the first upper deviation here on VWAP, going short right here when I should be going short right here. So that was messed up. Came back, break even. This could have been a nice trade down to this level, and when I see this and pop up, I could have been in profit stopping out here, right? So that was garbage as well. So let's see. Looking for another short setup here at second upper deviation. So I see we come up here, we get some more absorption going on here, right? We get this breakdown, and that's when I entered here. Now, this is kind of in between first and second upper deviation, which isn't too good for me, right? I need something closer to breaking or rejecting off of this level, or if it breaks down here, retest, rejecting off of this level to go down or breaking down this level. So this setup here isn't this is like a C trade, you know, like a B minus, something like that, right? So when short here after the absorption, seeing the absorption, exhaustion on the ask right there, that red line, no buyers, big selling coming down. We had some icebergs and absorption going on here as well, 427, so that's why we kind of push back up. So let's see what happens now. And I add to the position here, right? Because I guess I'm confident that we won't break this absorption level here, right? So added to the short at 55.8175, and we broke down, came down to first upper deviation, had another bounce. I'm waiting on the absorption to happen here again at this level, because this is the absorption level. If you, let's see here, like right here, right? So let me just pull this across from these orange bubbles right here within the blue. So coming across there, let's see, this across, right. Right, so I'm entering short here again within this zone, looking for the absorption to occur again. Now I didn't see the absorption, but I saw price actually move in the direction I wanted, right? So we had a little pop up here, prepared to stop out. Price moved in my direction, came back down to first upper deviation again, and popped back up on me. So I decided to hold again just for the absorption level to react. I'm just thinking, okay, if I take this loss, I'll take this loss. I'm just working with what I'm seeing on the absorption side. So came down here, tested first upper deviation again, and then I don't know what happened here, man. This is where I made the mistake, right? Now these two orders went off, right? Which is basically stopping me out of the short. Now, this is what I realized by looking back at some at trading in a knowledge base, I think it is. When you look back at the traded videos, if you have this on, right? If you have this on, brackets, and you right click on the side here of Bookmap, is gonna enter you into like some kind of market order. So it's like a market sell order just goes off right there, and it just crushed the trade, right? So the trade, it was in profit a little bit, because I think my entry was 55.8175 or something like that, but it stopped me out of the trade prematurely, right? And this was on the paper trading side, so on my Apex account it didn't do that, right? I'm just trying to demonstrate on Bookmap so I could do these reviews and stuff. But I had to enter here again. This is another setup, the breakdown of first upper deviation here at 55.77, right? So entered short here again after that mistake, stopping out of my short position. And let's see what happened here. Then we drop down to, let's see, roughly overnight high, a little break below overnight high right there. We came down to roughly 55.72, and then we started having this little accumulation here and push back up. As we push back up out of the range, I just stopped out here on the paper trade side. So yeah, that was my trade right there, man. It was messed up. It was messed up because of that mistake I made. So on the Bookmap review side of things, it wasn't too great. Let's see here. On this one is the better executions, more P&L on this one. So this was basically the trade right here. Pull this out. Right, so 55.81.75 short, added to the position here at 55.78 and stopped out here at roughly, let's see here, 55.73.75 when it started to reverse and do that little accumulation that I told you about. And I just stopped out because it was the proper thing to do with the break above that that little accumulation that happened on Bookmap. Let's see, let's go back to that. Right, so that's it right there, right? Open that up. So this stop out was 55.75 and on my actual stop out was 55.73.75, so that was around here, right? So as I saw this little accumulation here and we broke above that, I just opted out, right? Because we're getting a bounce off of overnight high. To me, that's bullish, and we're getting some absorption going off here. Let me just open that up. Right, so we have 115 absorbing right there on the selling, which is the opposite of what I was looking for. I was looking for the absorption on the buy side. Now this is absorption buyers, right? 115. We have 4 icebergs going off here on the buy side, so it's time to get out, you know. And we actually did push up. And let me go back to right, so we actually did push up, came back up to this level here of 55.79.75 or 55.80, basically around my first entry level. And I could have caught another short right there, but at that point in time, I was done. You know, I mean, this P&L here is good enough for a Friday. And that's it, man. Went long here, up here. Stopped out on these trades, went short, stopped out, got chopped up here a little bit. So yeah, man, that's the trade for going into the weekend. Green, all green this week. Let's see, maybe I should show. Nah, I'm not gonna show that. All right, y'all. So it's Malak Shalomo, Shabbat Shalom, and I'm gonna see y'all next week. Trade safe and stay blessed.